Hello everyone, it's Magdalene. Welcome back to my channel. Today's tutorial is this gathered and ruched dress as seen on Kylie Jenner. It's a little bit late as per usual, but it's done nevertheless. This dress is sexy. Come on guys, it looks good. I love it and I hope you give this one a try. It's not too hard to make. It's basically just a tube dress, but you are going to need double the amount of fabric you would use for a tube dress. Anyway guys, here is the tutorial after my intro. If you're not already, then please don't forget to follow me on Instagram and on Snapchat. That's where I usually post what's coming up next, and I do post polls as well. On Instagram I did a poll about going live, and most people voted for a live sew along. I'm going to put the poll in this video as well for you guys to vote on it, and whatever the results are, that's what we'll do. So here is the tutorial guys. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and give the video a big thumbs up, please. Here's my fabric. I'm not sure why it's coming up grey. It's actually a really nice minky colour. And here's my clear elastic tape. So to start, I've folded my fabric in half and then in half again. So I've got 4 layers and it is lengthways. And then I've taken my dress block, folded it down at the armhole point and drawn around it from the waist up and around. I've also left an inch gap at the top so that when we sew it up, it doesn't just gather up and eat up our fabric. And at the armhole point, I've just shaped it into a curve to the top edge. So because this dress has got so many gathers, we need double the amount of fabric. So I'm going to trace this same section of the dress block twice. So I'm placing that top edge now at my waist notches and drawing around the dress. And then I'm just going to shape that side seam into the top side seam. As you can see, this is a really long top piece, but as I said before, the elastic gathers to half, so it will end up the original size once you've gathered it in. Next, I've taken the dress block again and I'm tracing around from the waist to the widest part of my hip. So I've put on a bit of weight since I made this block, so I've actually had to lower my hip point. But on your dress block, you're going to trace around the dress block from the waist down to the widest part of your hip. And then again, because we need double, place the waistline at that hip point and trace around the bottom section again. And then at the side seam, we're just going to shape again, just like we did at the top, to the upper section side seam. So here you can see you've got 2 long sections, a top and a bottom half. And then here I'm just showing you the length of my fabric. It's really long. I've got 3 meters because my dress is 1.5 meters in total. And then at the bottom, I'm just going to extend down from my hip in a straight line. I didn't taper it or anything. I just went straight down to the end of my fabric. So cut around your chalk line, leaving 0.5 centimeter seam allowance, and please mark your notches, the waist notch and the hem notch, just so that when you sew it up, it's accurate. And guys, can we just take a moment? Look at my dry legs. Oh my gosh, the shame. So here is all of my fabric once it's cut out. It's so long, that's 3 meters in total. Next you're going to separate your layers. So you're going to put 2 pieces together, right sides facing, and we're going to sew along the straight edge. We're going to attach the elastic to the straight edge. Here I'm just showing you how stretchy the elastic is. It stretches so much. So you need to cut 2 strips of elastic at this stage, the length of your actual dress. So the length of my dress is 1.5 meters. So I've cut my elastic 1.5 meters, even though I have 3 meters of fabric. We're going to also make a top lining. You can line the whole dress if you want to. I don't have time for that. It's unnecessary. I'm only lining from the top of my top to the waist. So I've done just as I did before, traced around the top section, but I don't need to make it double the length. And again, I've got my fabric on 4 layers here. So here it is cut out and I've got 2 pairs. What I'm going to do is sew along the straight edge, open it out and then place them together right sides facing and sew the side seams. Before I do that, first thing I'm going to do is attach my elastic to the straight edge of my fabric. Sorry, the camera is a bit shaky, I had it on the table. So as I said before, you need that inch at the top just to start your elastic off. Then to sew the elastic on, what you're going to do is you're going to measure out your elastic against your fabric normally, then mark the halfway point on your elastic with your finger, pinch that, pull it to the point where you grabbed your elastic and fabric and stretch the elastic and then sew it together. I didn't put my blade away either, but it's a good idea too, so you don't cut your elastic. If that doesn't make sense, I'm just going to go over it again. So you're going to hold your elastic and fabric together and then pinch halfway on your elastic and pull that to the original point that you just held and sew. So you're using half the amount of elastic. Once you've sewn your center seams together, place the front and back right side facing and attach your elastic to the side seams. Here it is all attached, and on Kylie's dress I noticed it was a bit tapered in the middle at the hem, so I'm just going to cut that into a V and neaten it up a bit, and then I'm going to hem the dress. And to hem it, I just overlocked the entire hem and then folded it over and top stitched it with my regular sewing machine using a zigzag stitch, as you can see here. Next, I've turned my dress through to the right side and I've got my top lining inside out, and then I've placed them together and matched the seams at the top edge, and I've just pinned them all together, then overlock around the raw edge. Once you've done that, turn the dress inside out and sew the side seams of the lining and the dress together. This will just prevent the lining from rolling up when you're wearing your dress. So here you can see I've attached all 4 seams of the dress to the lining. I just did that with my regular sewing machine. Then turn the dress through to the right side and you are finished. So I hope you liked that tutorial, guys. It isn't too difficult. It's just quite time consuming because you have so much fabric and it's a bit like, oh my gosh, do I have enough elastic? But as I said, it stretches so much and it's a really, really handy thing to have. I've linked the tape in the description box. You can get it from Amazon UK. I'm sure you can get it in the US as well. So anyway, guys, if you enjoyed that tutorial, please give it a like and a share if you care. And I will see you in the next tutorial. I've got another transformation coming up, so stay tuned for that one. See you soon, guys. Bye.